Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're doing the first deep deck profile dive on this channel, and for the first deck we're doing is going to be Red Green Luffy from OP13. I've seen a lot of success with this deck recently and I've done a lot of testing with it, and I've seen success in places such as our local treasure cup where I managed to win these two cards, which I'm very happy with, and I really like showing them off because they're so shiny, they're really pretty. But aside from that, yeah, let's get into the video. Why should you play Red Green Luffy? Well, for starters, it's got a good Zoro and Emu matchup, which is important when these are two of the best three decks in the format right now. It's strong into the majority of other decks in the format as well. Mainly those like aggro decks, control decks. It just really thrives into these matchups with how much counter you can get from leaving Don stood up. And it has a very high skill ceiling and rewards players with knowledge of other decks and their curves. Aside from this, it does not perform very well into removal, and it struggles into ace, but it is a winnable matchup. I'd say ace is a 60-40, and removal is just really tough right now. But that should change in the future with the release of cards such as the Promo Robin from the EBO 3 tins, I think it is, and OP14 we get a Luffy that also prevents removal, which is really good. So my deck list and the choices I made with my deck. So we got the leader, of course. For one Don, you can attach to him. If you have 5 or less Don attached, then when your opponent attacks, you rest one Don, and your leader or a Straw Hat Crew character gains plus 2,000 power during that battle. We play 4 Garp. This will search the top 4 cards of your deck for a card with a cost of 3 or higher, and add it to your hand, as long as your leader is Luffy, Ace, or Sabo, which it is. We have 3 Chopper. This is just a blocker for 1 cost, 1,000 power. It's just good into every matchup. Like, I don't think I've ever seen one and not played it. I think maybe it's been trashed to Charleston, but I always play these. There's just so much value. Especially in this deck where you can restand the Don that you used with cards like Sanji, Bonnie, Charleston. It's so good. Nami, another one. So play this turn 1, and then from the rest of the game, you can attach a rested Don to a leader or character, so your leader ability is always online. It just gives more value to your searchers, to your chopper, to anything you play, because one of those Don is going to be using your leader, and you don't have to worry about attaching one then. We got 4 Sanji from ST21. This card says that your opponent cannot activate blocker when a character with 6,000 or more power attacks. So we use this in combination with the 9,000 power Zoro into decks like Ace to go for game, because 3 swings of 9,000 that can't be blocked is just an absolute, it's just such a good win condition. We play 4 Tony Chopper from OP10. It's a 4 cost 4,000 power blocker with 2k counter, and on your opponent's turn gains plus 2,000 power. It's really strong because if your opponent swings 7k, you can use your leader ability, give plus 2k to the chopper, he goes to 8k, and then you block with it, and you just free block for 1 Don and a block. 4 Nami, it searches the top 5 cards of your deck for a Straw Hat Crew type card. 4 Tashigi from OP10. It's a 2k, 3 cost, 4,000 power. And if one of your green characters has been removed, you can instead remove from the field, you can instead rest Tashigi. 3 Bonnie from PRB2. On your opponent's attack, you can restand 1 Don. So this is good. So if you have 5 Dons set up and a Bonnie on board, you can use your leader ability, rest a Don, and then after that you can use Bonnie to restand the Don. So it essentially lets you lose like 6 Don. 4 Sanji. On play, you restand 2 Don, and at the end of the turn, you can restand 1 of your rested Don. This card is just insane. It's honestly the best card in the deck. Like, if I see it on search, I take it. Like, the more Sanjis you have, the even better your game is. It's insane what it does. Like, the plays it lets you do. It facilitates everything in this deck. 3 Luffy, the secret rare. So on play, restand 4 Don if your leader's multicolored, and it has double attack. It's such a good card into Zoro. Like, you attack with it when they have like 2 life, and the laws that only become blockers when they have 1 life, and you take both the life in one go. So they can't use the laws to defend the 1 life, they can only use it to defend 0. And after that, you just bring out Sanji, make something unblockable, and they're dead. 4 Zoro, 3 attack, pretty explanatory. It's a win condition for the deck. The card is just insane. 3 attacks of 9,000 or more power is very hard to get out of, and it's just really good for clearing board as well if you need to. 3 Dead Man's Game. you rest 3 Don in addition to 1, and you can rest 2 of your opponent's cards or Don on the field. And it's also a 3k counter, which is really nice, because a lot of time people think you're just going to counter 2k with your leader ability, but you can just drop a Dead Man's Game to counter for 3 to get out something, instead of using 2 Don. Charlestone, it's so good on your Zoro turn. So one of the good combos in this deck is if you have a Sanji or a Bonnie, or so if you have Nami set up from turn 1, and you have a Sanji or a Bonnie on the field, on the turn you play Zoro, if you have Charlestone in hand, then let's say you're at 10 Don, you play Zoro for 9, you have 1 Don left up, Nami attach a rested Don to your leader, and then Sanji at the end of the turn restands 1 Don, you have 2 Don up. So you use Charlestone when your opponent attacks, counter for 4k, discard a dead card in your hand like another Zoro, restand 3 Don. So what you did is you turned 2 cards into 10k counter using your leader with a combination of your leader ability and a brick card. The Charlestone is just so good in this deck. And then Gum Gum Giant Pistol is plus 6,000 power to one of your Straw Hat Crew type characters, but it won't be restud at the start of the next turn. So finally, what cards to use into what matchup? So aggro matchups, absolutely just use OP10 Chopper. Like, there's just so much value from it. Like, if they're swinging 5 at you a lot, just trying to poke you to get one, like, you have your leader ability, which should do most of the work, but if you really need it, you have Chopper as well. Aggro is one of your easiest matchups though, so I wouldn't worry too much. Defensive, Gum Gum Giant Pistol, if they're holding a lot of cards in hand, really just helps on the Zoro because it's plus 6k on 3 swings. Dead Man's Game and Sanji, it doesn't matter which one you have, you just use it on your Zoro's turn to go for game. OP13 Luffy, double attack, it's just really good and it helps you get more Dom back, so it's a cheap, very cheap play for like a lot of value. And then OP10 Tashigi, this is more like if it's a blue deck, in case they have like Red Rock or something, or Gravity Blade, just so you can save your Sanjis and your Zoro. Control, so Emu, Ace is a big one. We'll move on to Ace next actually, but Control, you really want to use Tashigi and Dead Man's Game and Sanji again. Just use it on your Zoro. Tashigi save the Zoro. You have to keep the Zoro up into a lot of these matchups. But it's really not that hard, because removal doesn't exist. So the only ones that really struggle, you have to keep up into is Emu and Ace, is where you're worried about losing it. And then finally we've got Ace, or as some people at our locals like to call him, the little guy. So for this matchup, what you really need is SD21 Sanji. Dead Man's Game just isn't good enough. You need Sanji, because a lot of the time when I played into it, they always seem to find 4 Newgate. OP06 Zoro, so you can get your 3 swings in. So you want to knock them down to 2 life and have the Zoro out when they're at 2. So you can go Sanji on your Zoro. A Gum Gum Giant Pistol, you don't need it. It's really nice to have, but it's kind of like a win more. So yeah, you play it on your Zoro, on the Sanji, and you just, when they're at 2 life, just swing at them with the Zoro 3 times and just kill them. That's the only way I found I can win the Ace matchup. But yeah, that was the deep deck dive into Red Green Luffy. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And we should have another video up at some point this week on TikTok and Instagram, so go and check us out there too.